Welcome to the shooting show. This week, Irishmen Jason Doyle and John Foxton head to Yorkshire for some roebuck stalking. Plus we bring you all the latest news from the shooting world. Irish duo Jason and John have come over to God's County for 2 days, and they aren't wasting any time, immediately setting out for their first stalk. Both are experienced stalkers and capable of heading out unassisted. John has his sights set on the backside of a quiet wood, stalking carefully into a position that provides a good backdrop to hide his outline. But first we'll be following Jason, who has opted to try a high seat on a productive junction between two woods and some oilseed rape fields.
Pete's just dropped us off at this high seat, and a really nice place. We've got a good view all around. You can see maybe 150, 200 yards in most directions. They've just topped this area here, so the ground is good and clear. Really good view. There's woods all around, so I think there's a really good chance we'll see some deer here. But a beautiful evening to be out. Lots of wildlife around. And we're just gonna sit and see what happens.
We let the area settle, and almost instantly a roebuck shows. It's partly obscured by the cover, but eventually moves into a spot where Jason has a clear shot.
That was really exciting. I was just sitting here, I've only been here about 10 minutes, and two bucks came out of the wood in front, one chasing the other, and they ran across in front of me so quick I didn't even get it on film. But the bigger buck chased the smaller buck. Neither of them are very big in fairness, but the bigger buck chased the smaller buck right down the hedge to the right, and as he was coming back up, back to his territory obviously, I could see he was lame. So he's a small head and he was limping, so he's a really good buck to take out. And he just came to about 80 yards and stood behind a tree, a big old chestnut tree, and he was standing there for probably 10 minutes. And we had the camera on him and the rifle on him, but just I could see him through the foliage, through the leaves, and maybe he got a whiff of us or something, I don't know, but he just eventually came out from behind the tree, and then he was in really long grass and vegetation, so I just had to wait for him to present a shot. It was really exciting. Went on for about 15 minutes and the pressure was building, but eventually he came clear and I put the shot just straight into the shoulder. Didn't want to risk him running here into the rape. I don't have a dog available, so I didn't go behind the shoulder, just went straight onto the shoulder blade. I covered him for 5 or 6 minutes now, and go down and see what we have. But yeah, really happy. The little Browning 243 even at that range I saw the strike perfectly, just very little recoil even without the moderator. And go down and see our buck now. So yeah, we can see screwy little 4-point head, quite a young buck, but yeah, really obviously damaged foreleg. Looks like it's been broken before. It's healed quite well, but he wasn't moving very well on it, and it could have been a fresh injury, or it could have been something that was going to cause him a lot of trouble. But with the small poor head, he's a good cull buck anyway, so that combined with the injury means he's a nice one to take. There's my shot placement there. I felt myself I was maybe an inch and a half higher than that, but when the buck fever is up, you can misplace your shot slightly. So we'll get this growlocked and back to the chiller. So we're actually going to do a suspended growlock on this little buck because he's chest shot. There's going to be quite a lot of blood in the cavity, and a suspended growlock will allow me to drain all that straight away from the carcass and not contaminate any of the meat in around the fillets or anything like that. Usually if I neck shoot a buck or any sort of deer, I don't do a suspended growlock because you've no damage done to the internal organs and there'll be no blood or anything like that in the cavity. But little buck like this, quite easy to do a suspended growlock on your own. And I've just picked up a stick off the ground. I'm going to thread this through the hocks and then just hang it in this old tree behind me, so should be easy enough. So there we can see a nice clean carcass. Bullet went straight through one shoulder, out through the other. Top of the heart, smashed both lungs as well, so successful outcome. And yeah, really nice buck to take out, and nice clean carcass for the chiller.
Meanwhile, John isn't having anywhere near as much luck. He's been out since first light, but he's had only a solitary hare for company so far and hasn't seen a single deer. As the morning progresses, John decides to make a beeline for a game strip that nearly always holds deer. The cover is up, but the wind is perfect. A peewit serenades John as he passes a nest of shrews that have been unearthed not too long ago. Fresh deer sign piques John's interest. Glassing thoroughly as he approaches the bottom end of the game strip, he knows he could be close. John's patience is rewarded as he spots his first deer. Browsing through the game strip, it's a doe, but it may have company. Sure enough, she does, but it's another doe. The challenge now is to find any buck that may be close by. Gentle progress with the gun periodically on the sticks is John's best chance of bagging a buck, using a still stalking technique. A third heavily pregnant doe makes her way out of the end of the game strip. Try as we might, we cannot locate a buck. A change of tactics sees John take position in a quiet high seat for the evening stint. Again, his only company comes in the form of a relaxed hare, who proceeds to sit in front of the high seat for over an hour, again with no bucks appearing. This is getting desperate. The final footstalk takes John down the game strip from the other end as the wind has shifted. This time he gets a fleeting glimpse of a good buck, but it ghosts away in front of John's eyes, never to be seen again.
Well, John, a very, very frustrating weekend.
You could say that alright. Put plenty of time in any, but it didn't really sort of work out for us, did it?
No, I mean, it's a long way to come from Ireland, and you know, it's quite disappointing for us too, for all that effort, and we didn't manage to get you a roebuck.
Well, I have to say I enjoyed the trip anyway, and I enjoyed the stalk, and I got to see plenty of wildlife and plenty of animals, so can't say I didn't enjoy the trip anyhow. It was brilliant.
All does though, not so many bucks.
All those, not so many bucks. It's got a couple of glimpses of bucks, but no chance of a shot.
Yeah, no, it's a bit of a shame. And the cover's up at this time of year. It's the first weekend in June. Although Mr. Doyle was quite lucky. Yeah, if he fell in slurry, he'd come out smelling of Armani.
Went out for one evening?
Yeah, just one evening, one stop, well, one sit in a high seat, and manages to shoot a nice little cull buck. Interesting little buck, but really the plan was you should have been going home with this one.
Yeah, he has to look all right. So this is what we are looking for. This is a lovely buck.
Yeah, that's kind of typical of the area. It's an older buck. We shot that 2 weeks ago. We had some of the Power Regiment guys up, and we shot 9 bucks over the weekend. But there's 2 bucks I'd earmarked for you of a similar kind of quality. 2 very old bucks. Unfortunately, they're a bit wiser than what we are.
Yeah, wise, yeah. Especially in the game cover. Yesterday morning, saw a couple of bucks in the cover, but he just couldn't get close. As soon as catch a glimpse, they're just gone.
Yeah.
Never catch back up now.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, look, even if you'd have managed to get a little cull buck, it would have been your first roebuck, and I would have felt a lot happier than what I do right now.
Yeah. Actually, I say I enjoyed the weekend, and it says if you're going to get a deer every time you go, or every time you plan to go, it's not stalking, it's just shooting, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's the way it works, I guess. But the weather was against us, the cover was against us, and Lady Luck stayed with Mr. Doyle, I'm afraid. But I hope to see you in the game shooting season, and if not, we'll try and get you across for a buck during the rut if we can. But it's good to see you, John.
Brilliant. Thanks again.
You take care. Safe journey.
Yeah. Thank you.
John struggling there, but Jason Doyle making it look easy. And now, it's the Shooting Show News.
This is the Shooting Show News. Scotland has now officially ended its tail docking ban. After more than a decade of prohibition, Scottish lawmakers have agreed that spaniels and HPR breeds can have their tails shortened if they will be used as working dogs. A vote in support of this change passed in Holyrood last week by a margin of 86 votes to 29. Alex Hogg of the Scottish Gamekeepers Association said the decision was recompense for all working spaniels and HPRs that have had to endure 10 years of painful injuries. Staying in Scotland, it seems that more than 3,500 airgunners are still waiting for their airgun certificate application to be returned. A Holyrood spokesperson admitted that there have been delays in processing the licences that means they are still working on applications submitted before Christmas. This means legitimate airgunners have had to hand their guns over to a licensed mate or risk prosecution. Despite this, the police have called the licensing scheme a success. And finally, Target Sprint has gone global after the first World Championships for the new discipline took place in Seoul. Almost 100 athletes participated in the championships, including a team from Great Britain. And it was a good result for the Brits as Emily Scheuer set a new British record in qualifying, completing the course in 5 minutes and 45 seconds. There was a host of new records in the team events too. Host nation Germany dominated the overall standings with 17 medals. That was the Shooting Show News.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And if you're not a member of BASC, it's time to join now. BASC, looking after your sport, looking after you. This has been The Shooting Show.